Welcome back everybody to Talk-No-Jutsu. Today we're here to talk about Blue Lock, Chapter 219, Dynamism. Dynamism. We're calling it dynamic. Anyway, Chapter 219, Blue Lock. So continuing on from last chapter, Kunigami took the ball. Working through the field, he's showing his wild card training. As good as he is right now, he just reminds me so much of Season 1 Baro, where yes, he is a very physically gifted player. He's able to work through the midfield, but the problem is that you're by yourself, dude. Like, you're doing this whole dark horse analogy. Soccer is a team sport. Like, Kunigami's trying to work through all these players, and Asagi's just watching him on the sidelines, just like, okay. Nico tries to go in to take the ball. Raichi just steps right in. He gets his the king of duels. My man's Yugimoto out here dueling people. Raichi got his moment for like 0.2 seconds. Asagi is in his bag. He's talking his mess. He's telling Nico, your brain is second rate. Your eyes second rate. You're not on my level. Only for Asagi to get clowned on by Aiku like 10 seconds later. So Asagi takes the ball, but here comes Aiku, and we see the development that he has with his metavision. And I've been reading comments in the chapter kind of complaining, metavision for you, metavision for you. It's a metavision bargain sale out here. I respectfully disagree. I think Nico and Aiku getting metavision actually makes sense. Hear me out. To be honest, I think Aiku is the first character that we've seen since the U20 game that, besides Sai, I believe we got the glimpses of metavision from Aiku, and he didn't even know what it was called. My man has like a Sharingan in one eye and a Byakugan in the other. He saw Asagi do his lefty shot once and said, oh yeah, that's like 40% of his direct shot on the right foot. How did you even know that? People are complaining because like, oh, well, it's not special anymore, but you gotta remember, metavision is not even really Asagi's ability. His ability is spatial awareness. Metavision was just an ability that he saw Kaiser using and he picked up on it. But then when he realized how Kaiser was using his vision, Asagi took metavision and made it his own. We even see Baro has his own special vision. It's called Predator's Eye. Baro has developed his vision, and I believe this is solely thanks to the team that he's playing on, where because of the way Ubers functions, a lot of pressure is taken off of him, where he can focus solely on being a striker. Down the line, when we get to the actual cup, I feel like Aiku is gonna have some different type of name for his vision, and it might be Defender's Eye or Siege Eye or something like that. I know people get upset because Asagi has this ability. The top of the top players are gonna have metavision. It's how they choose to interpret it and how they use their skills differently that's gonna make the ability different and feel fresh. So Aiku closes in on Asagi and he completely like shuts off Asagi's new shot, this bionic eye. So let's break down this lefty shot. It's a 40% version of his regular direct shot that only works when he's wide open or has a great angle. Doesn't that sound way less impressive than what we thought it was gonna be? Kind of underwhelming. Yeah, my shot only works if I'm wide open or have a great angle. At this level, I feel like most shots should work like that. Even Chigiri, right? Chigiri has like the Panther shot, where he has to get a specific angle and use his speed to get to that angle on the field so that way he can make that shot. It makes a lot more sense of why that shot works exactly in the place that it works. In Asagi, it's more just vague. It's just like, I felt like there should have been a more exact setup for him for that left foot to work, so that way we as the viewer can understand it a lot better. Shot aside, Aiku comes in, he calls Asagi's bluff because, like I said, he has the bionic eye and he just saw right through it. Asagi's just completely distraught, and then here comes Yukimiya. Yukimiya, my man. Why did you come in like that? Listen, I like Yukimiya. All right, listen, the haters, go away. I like Yukimiya, but why did they have him come in like that? Why did he say, oh, we got a mud boat here, pass it to me, Asagi? Have some self-respect, dude. You can't be talking about yourself like that. I know Asagi called him that the last game, but there's just been something about Yukimiya. So I didn't mind that Yukimiya last game was giving Asagi trouble. I know Asagi's the more skilled player, I'm not disillusioned, but I really like the story that was going along with Yukimiya and the fact that he was going about things his own way, and he was upset at Asagi because in his eyes, Asagi was compromising a lot of his striker values in order to make things work for himself on the field. And obviously they both chopped it up since then, and they're cool. The dog that was in Yukimiya from last game is completely gone. That dog was put down between that last game and training for this game. It went from Yukimiya really trying to figure out his corkscrew shot. Now he's just like Asagi's rival, but he's that rival in the anime where it's like, you say I'm your rival, but are you really? It's kind of wishful thinking, is it not? He tried to do that weird cutoff of Asagi earlier in the game where Asagi just totally bozoed him. He just said, oh, thank you, Yukimiya. You can now block this guy and I can get around you. It just makes him look so bad. I feel like he's praising Asagi too much and not doing anything on his own. Like, at least Kunigami, like, I don't like all the edginess with Kunigami right now, but he's doing his thing. Do I think he could be doing work a little bit more smartly? Sure. Whereas like Yukimiya, like, I feel like that moment he had last game is never gonna happen again. Like I said, have some self-respect, dude. And that's the end of the chapter. Yukimiya shows up. I guess next chapter he's gonna do something. This is my prediction. I think he's gonna try and do something. I hope Lorenzo doesn't stop it, but I think Aiku is not gonna be thrown off by Yukimiya just showing up. And that's the reason why the chapter is called Dynamism. The evolution of Ubers right now, pretty staggering, and it's showing some glaring flaws in the Germany team. Unfortunately, I think Asagi is gonna lose this game, and I don't think it's gonna be his fault. I think it's gonna be the fault of the team, specifically talking about Kaiser, a little bit of Kunigami. The way Asagi pitches this team is that it's like a multi-headed dragon, but it's more like a multi-headed dragon that's tangled in its own neck. It can't decide what the strategy is going to be. You have Ness and Kaiser constantly trying to mess with Asagi's shot, trying to throw off the game plan to put their game plan ahead. And then you have Kunigami doing his thing that's not really serving any purpose because it's not making him look good. He has to have a moment where he actually scores on his own for this to all pay off. And then you have Asagi doing his stuff with Corona. Everyone's doing their own thing and it's being counterproductive. The math ain't mathin'. Think about this. Like, the first goal in the game with Asagi says it all. Asagi made a goal despite his teammates. Let that sink in. It feels like we're wasting our time. Yeah, it makes it a kind of a frustrating read. The other team should just be completely crushing them. And I think that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna lose this game so that way they can learn a lesson for next game. But that's just so predictable. But we'll see how this goes. I'm very interested in seeing how Ubers develops their metavision. I want to see more of Lorenzo. I think Lorenzo is a very interesting character, especially with his playstyle and how he plays with Baro. I think they're a really cool team. All in all, it was a cool chapter. Thanks for stopping by Talk-No-Jutsu. Talk to you later.